In the year 734, a rebel known as Harith Ibn Surayj led a revolt that almost overthrew the Umayyad Empire. Harith Ibn Surayj was born into an Arab family in the city of Basra. During his youth, Harith was known to be a devout Muslim who lived a simple life. In order to serve his fellow Muslims, Harith later joined the Umayyad army, where he became known for his outspoken personality and his fearlessness in the face of injustice. Harith eventually left Basra and was stationed in the Persian region of Kurasan. During his military service in Persia, Harith began speaking out against the injustice of the Umayyad army against the local Persians and Turks. Because of his stances, Harith was publicly lashed by the Umayyad governor of Kurasan. Therefore, Harith began planning a revolution against the Umayyad Empire. He gathered a large group of his fellow Umayyad soldiers and began planning a full-scale revolt against the Umayyads. Besides the army, Harith also appealed to the local Persians and Turks of Kurasan and called on them to join his rebellion. He promised to put an end to unjust taxes imposed on non-Arabs, and he called for the fair distribution of wealth, and he called for the creation of a new caliphate which ruled according to Islam. I call for justice without discrimination based on the Book of God and the traditions of the Prophet, and the selection of whomever the nation approves as caliph. Because of his eloquent speeches, thousands of Arabs, Persians, and Turks joined his movement, and he eventually managed to assemble an army of 4,000 men. In the year 734, Harith and his army attacked the Umayyad army and captured multiple Persian cities such as Maro and Balkh. After gaining these unprecedented victories, Harith urged his followers to remain steadfast and continue their struggle. O my people, do you not know that the many, when they are in disobedience to God, are few, and that the few, when they are in obedience to God, are many? I have not been happy from the day I rebelled until today, and there is no happiness for me unless God is obeyed. Because of his speeches, more and more people joined Harith's revolution, and the size of his army eventually increased to 60,000 men. Many Islamic scholars also publicly pledged allegiance to Harith, such as Kumayt ibn Zayd and Jaham bin Safwan. After seeing the scale of Harith's rebellion, the Umayyad Caliph sent a large army of reinforcements from Syria to crush his revolt. However, this army was unable to defeat Harith. Therefore, the Umayyads tried to bribe Harith with money and positions. They offered him 300,000 dirhams if he stopped the rebellion, but Harith rejected this offer. The Caliph then offered to make him the governor of Kurasan, but Harith rejected both of these offers and continued fighting the Umayyads, with the intention of overthrowing the caliphate. I have no liking at all for this world nor its pleasures. I ask only for the Book of God and for conduct in accordance with the Sunnah and for fair treatment of the people who are good and have merit. After defeating the Umayyads in many battles, Harith ibn Surayj established a powerful state in Kurasan. He distributed money to the poor and appointed many Turks and Persians as ministers. He also refused to harm people who had worked for the Umayyads. However, Harith eventually clashed with one of his power-hungry generals who began looting people's wealth and began killing prisoners of war. Harith objected to these actions and went to war with his own general until he was killed in the year 746. After the death of Harith ibn Surayj, his state was weakened from within, and the Umayyads eventually reconquered the region of Kurasan.